Did you know that over 1.1 billion people worldwide lack access to clean water? Imagine that! Every single day we use water for so many activities, from cooking to cleaning, drinking to bathing, yet we often take it for granted. Consuming polluted water can lead to serious health issues, making clean water absolutely essential for our well-being. What's the solution to this problem? Water purification. Understanding the water purification process can help us appreciate the value of clean water. Water purification is not as complex as it seems. Quite the contrary, it's a fascinating process that's been perfected over hundreds of years. The journey of water from a raw, natural state to the clear liquid that we drink involves several key steps. First, there's coagulation, where chemicals are added to the water to make tiny particles stick together. This forms larger, heavier particles called flocs. Next, we move to sedimentation. Here, the heavy flocs sink to the bottom due to gravity, separating from the clean water. Then, we have filtration, where the separated water is passed through filters to remove any remaining particles. Finally, the water undergoes disinfection, where any lingering bacteria or viruses are killed to ensure the water is safe to drink. Each of these steps is vital, working together like a well-oiled machine, and the result is the safe, clean water we consume every day. Each step in the purification process has a specific purpose in ensuring the water we consume is safe and clean. Coagulation and sedimentation are the first steps in water purification. Picture this. You're standing by a fast-flowing river. The water is murky and filled with all sorts of particles, both seen and unseen. Now imagine that water flowing through your taps at home. Not a pretty thought, right? This is where coagulation and sedimentation come into play. Coagulation is the process that transforms those tiny, invisible particles in the water into larger, visible clumps. Think of it as the great unifier, bringing together all those tiny, unwanted particles. It does this by introducing a coagulant, a substance that causes particles to clump together. The coagulant neutralizes the charge of the particles, allowing them to stick together and form clumps or flocs. Now, these flocs aren't something you'd want in your drinking water either, and that's where sedimentation steps in. Sedimentation is the silent hero of water purification. It's the process that patiently waits for gravity to do its job, allowing these clumps to settle at the bottom of the water supply, separating the clear water from the flocs. These processes are like a dynamic duo, working together to remove large particles and contaminants from the water. But how do they do it? Well, it's all about the art of attraction. The coagulant attracts the particles and they form clumps. These clumps then become too heavy to stay suspended in the water, and they fall to the bottom during sedimentation. It's a fascinating process, isn't it? But these are just the initial steps, the opening act in the water purification show. They prepare the water for the next stages of purification, getting rid of the larger visible particles so that the subsequent stages can focus on the smaller invisible ones. These initial steps lay the groundwork for the subsequent purification stages. So, the next time you turn on your tap, remember, a lot goes into making sure that water is clean and safe to drink. Following coagulation and sedimentation, the water undergoes filtration. Filtration, as the name suggests, involves filtering out the water to remove any tiny particles that manage to dodge the previous steps. It's like a security checkpoint, ensuring nothing unwanted slips through. Now you might be wondering, how does this process work? Imagine a sieve, but on a microscopic scale. Water is passed through materials that have tiny holes or pores. These pores are so minuscule that only water molecules can pass through, leaving behind impurities such as bacteria, viruses, and dust particles. Filtration is a bit of a marvel when you think about it. It takes the murky, unappetizing water from the previous steps and transforms it into clear, sparkling water. But how does it achieve this? It's all down to the types of filters used. There are several types of filters that can be employed in this process, each with its own unique features and benefits. Sand filters, for instance, are commonly used due to their efficiency in removing particles. These filters contain layers of sand and gravel through which the water is passed. The tiny pores between the grains of sand and gravel trap the particles, effectively filtering the water. Activated carbon filters are another type. These work in a slightly different way, using a process called adsorption. Here, instead of just trapping particles, the activated carbon actually attracts and holds on to contaminants, removing them from the water. Lastly, there are membrane filters. These are the real heavyweights of the filtration world, capable of removing even the tiniest contaminants. They work by pushing water through a semi-permeable membrane with incredibly small pores. This process, known as reverse osmosis, is so effective that it can even remove dissolved salts and chemicals. Filtration ensures that even the smallest contaminants are removed from the water. So, the next time you take a sip of tap water, remember the microscopic security checkpoint that made sure your water is clear and safe to drink. The final step in the water purification process is disinfection. This stage is crucial because it's all about safety. It's about ensuring that every drop of water we drink is free from harmful bacteria and other microorganisms. Now, you might be wondering how exactly this disinfection is accomplished. Well, there are various methods used to kill off these unwanted microorganisms. The choice of method often depends on the specific needs and resources of the water treatment facility. One of the most common methods is the use of chlorine. It's a powerful disinfectant that's been used for over 100 years. Chlorine is highly effective at neutralizing a wide range of microorganisms. But not all microorganisms are susceptible to chlorine, and that's where other methods come into play. Another method is the use of ultraviolet light, or UV. UV disinfection uses short-wavelength ultraviolet light to kill or inactivate microorganisms by destroying their DNA. It's a method that's chemical-free, quick, and efficient. Lastly, there's ozone disinfection. Ozone is a gas that's highly effective at killing bacteria and viruses. It's more effective than chlorine and leaves no harmful residual substances in the water. These methods, each with their own strengths, work together to ensure that the water we drink is safe. Disinfection is the final barrier between us and potential waterborne diseases. It's the last line of defense, a vital step that ensures our water is more than just clear but clean and safe. Disinfection ensures that the water is safe to drink. So why is understanding the water purification process important? Well, let's consider the facts. Water is the lifeblood of our planet, a precious resource that sustains all life forms. Yet it's often taken for granted. The water purification process is critical for maintaining public health and providing safe, clean water for consumption. It removes harmful substances like bacteria, algae, viruses, fungi, and man-made pollutants from our water supply, ensuring that what flows from our taps is safe to drink. Moreover, understanding this process can empower us to make informed decisions about water use and conservation. It highlights the immense effort and resources involved in delivering clean water to our homes, schools, and workplaces. It also underscores the importance of protecting our natural water sources from pollution. So, in essence, water purification isn't just about making water safe to drink. It's about safeguarding our health, our environment, and our future. Remember, clean water is a precious resource, and understanding how it's purified helps us appreciate it even more. We hope this video has provided you with a better understanding of the water purification process. Help us spread the word about the importance of clean water by sharing this video with those around you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our channel for more informative content. Stay curious, stay informed.